Good afternoon. My name is Scott Gunnigle. I am the CEO. Very proud to introduce you to Agada Medical. If those of you this morning that were fortunate enough to see Mr. Anderson and Mr. Gorski speak on the state of Medtech, we're looking for transformational solutions. We believe at Agada Medical we're actually doing that. We're addressing a significant dearth and gap in the American and world healthcare system, whereby 1/3 of primary spine fusions go on to failure and subsequent intervention. The cost is immense, the problem is immense, and we're developing an AI solution that will allow clinicians and stakeholders to take a different look at how the biomechanical forces impact outcomes of spine. So the problem today in the US, $5.6 billion failure rate, unacceptable. We're all sitting in here, we've all worked in Medtech. Total knee arthroplasty done in Tel Aviv or Tampa is the same procedure. You take it to 15 different spine surgeons, you're gonna have 15 or 20 different types of solutions. We think there's a better way to create an information chasm in between preoperative planning and outcomes with implants. The foundational belief is this. This was an industry that was built on art. So if you've ever built a house or a deck or a dock or anything, you've got an architect that draws you beautiful plans with flying buttresses and different things, but you don't have the intrinsic value of the structural engineer that actually gives you the backbone to make sure that the pier stands up and that it lasts over time. What we're proposing is a platform to instruct exactly that, the optimum ideal understanding of the forces throughout the spine to maximize the outcome, or in fact obviate or mitigate in some situations where it would not be beneficial. So we'll be able to understand that, again, moving from the art of spine surgery to the science of spine surgery. So in other words, creating a recipe. How are we going to do that? We're going to do that by assimilating anthropometric data, patient-reported outcome scores, creating a deep neural learning network, and taking multitudes of disparate databases and creating a digital twin of you. We're all built differently. We all operate differently biomechanically. We're going to understand in motion from a standpoint of moving from the heuristic historic way of looking at through bias into the actual data-driven understanding of how we move in time with the ultimate goal of creating function. So that's the thing that's missed in many of these conversations, and it's really not even about pain evocation. It's about getting people back to function and contribution into society. So we'll take human modeling software, biomechanical simulation software, and blend in the artificial intelligence through the deep neural learning networks and create this alchemy of information that has not yet been brought forth in the marketplace or contemplated. So we're really excited about the opportunity to change the dialogue on how this procedure, again, that has evolved over time into high single-digit CAGR growth without any check and balance system. And we think that we're going to be able to bring that to a continuum of stakeholders that has not been contemplated before. One, because it hasn't necessarily been thought of, but two, because we haven't had the technology to do so. And the evolution of AI allows us to look at that more significantly. So again, the patient flow is fairly significant or fairly easy. It's patient plan and imaging. We import that and we run it through the deep neural learning network, and then it's pushed out into a graphic user interface that allows the stakeholders to better understand the proposed intervention and how it's going to ultimately impact the patient and the proposed surgical case. So not dissimilar to what's occurred in the evolution of surgical robotics and surgical planning tools. Again, an evolution on the heels of that to empower it yet further to make it more capable in the hands of the providers and the stakeholders throughout the continuum. What are our 4 channels that we think we're going to be able to address with this? Number one, we believe strongly it's going to be an insurtech product. We think that it is something that's going to enable payers to harmonize and synthesize the communication between providers and payers to better understand what's going to work the first time through, if anything. It's going to allow hospital administrators to understand site of service. Where is this procedure going to be best done? Is it an ASC solution? Does it have to be in the main OR? There's certainly, and we've spoke with a number of people at this meeting about a white box or a headless type of platform to empower, to become an Intel Pentium chip solution for the built-in to empower surgical robotics and surgical planning tools to be more robust in what their offerings are. And then we've spoken about the hospitals and physicians. Again, prior authorization and pre-certification is a really exciting area and space for us. We've talked to insurance companies, virtually every one of them, and understand that there's a huge gap in between their understanding and capability to take this large group of claims that are coming in on this aging population. And it's a world problem, it's not just a US problem. So as people my age start playing pickleball, we start hurting ourselves more and hurting our back, so we're getting into the system. The revenue model is really exciting. So we only have to participate in a small portion of the available fusion market. The total available market is significant. For the analysts in the room, you all understand the opportunity that this provides. You know, domestically, the second surgeries that I talked about is around 5.6 billion, up to 7 billion, depending on the numbers you look at. But again, it's a world problem. So it's a government problem in many countries. And we're of the belief that we're going to be able to deliver compelling actuarial data to show the offset cost of implementing this type of tool in a number of different ways. A per-click model is very intriguing. A freemium model, getting into the larger cohort of insurers and payers around the world. And then royalty models are also ways that will derive revenue. We're obviously enterprise level SaaS B2B. That's where we live. That's not where we ended up, or that's not where we began, but that's where we've ended up. So as I stated earlier, we're really excited about our strong revenue growth potential with minimal market penetration. We know that the market's ripe for this. Our cap table today has 24 luminary surgeons on it that many of you in the room that are in the space have heard of and give us great feedback. We know we're the right company contemplating the right things at the right time. We're early, but we're delivering something that's going to be transformational, again, that's going to be highly differentiated than many of the things that you'll see today. Our intellectual property, we've created a significant intellectual property moat around force dynamic analysis. We understand that there are a number of companies contemplating in different areas this type of concept, but we feel like we've harmonized it into an actionable, robust platform that's going to allow us to differentiate in the marketplace moving forward and protect our IP. I'm very proud of the group that we've assembled, the team. So the founder, leader of our company is Dr. Izzy Lieberman. Many of you in the room know Dr. Lieberman. We worked together at Kaifon 226 years ago. And he'll love when I say that. But Dr. Lieberman is a thought leader and holds a number of patents around surgical robotics and understands that space clearly and understands the gap between where we've been and where we need to go. So we're very proud and excited about that, and I'm proud to announce at this meeting that Rich Mott will be joining our board. Those of you that don't know Rich was at Kaifon when they did the transaction with Medtronic, and most recently was chairman of Relievant when they transitioned to Boston Scientific. So the guidance that we're getting, the leadership that we have on the team, the horsepower that we've assembled, the platform, the good minds that we have building out the backside science of what we're doing, we're really excited about and proud. Next steps, validation, verification, development, and then the ultimate spine oracle introduction. We're really excited about what we're doing. We're not hard to find. Please come see us, and thank you for your time.